Hey, hello my people. Today we're going to be doing a crocheted lace edge. So I had these pillowcases given to me, well not given to me, somebody had these, they were her mother's, and they said it was an unfinished project. Everything was totally raw, like this. So she said, hey, do you know somebody who knows how to do finished edges on lacing? And I said, yes, I do. So today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful little crocheted edge. It's very simple. Let's go ahead and I'll get you up closer and we'll see how to do it. Okay, I'm going to put you right here, just as if you are sitting next to me. I got to zoom in so you can see what we're doing, okay? Now, for those of you who already know how to crochet, let me do it so that I can kind of peek over and see what you see. Okay? Sorry about that. All right, so if you already know how to crochet, I'll just break down this pattern for you. It is a single crochet into the fabric, another row of single crochet, then it is a double crochet, chain one, skip a space, and double crochet. Chain one, skip a space, you can see the one hole, and then double chain. You do that all the way through, and then to do the picketed edge, you go into your chain post, you do a slip stitch, chain four, slip stitch into the base, and do another slip stitch right in there to just connect it. And then you slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, and then slip stitch again into the base of this chain. Chain four more, and then slip stitch at the base of your chain, the first one of your four, and then slip stitch again to connect, and do the same thing, okay? So, you say, Christy, you're speaking a totally different language. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, okay, beginners. I haven't abandoned you. Although, I seem to have dropped my, there it is. Let me show you what you're going to need to do this project. For those of you who've never done anything like it before. You are going to need a little metal crochet hook. You see how tiny this edge is? It's so tiny. Yes, it is. Because it's going to be working with this lace weight yarn. It's just, it'll look like kite string, but it's over there in Walmart or any of your craft stores, and it'll just hook on right like that. Okay, now you say, oh, what size is it? I need to know the exact size. Well, this is actually not even the size that I used for the rest of this, because this woman who had started this project had already made a bunch of puncture holes because she made this cool edge. Look what she did. She wanted to make a kind of a wave edge. So do you see? Let me back up a little bit so you can see. You back up even more. So you see, she cut her fabric, so she went this way, and this way, and this way, and made this beautiful wave. And in there, she took a little fabric pencil, and she either used one of these crochet hooks, or she used an awl, and she punctured in the holes, and then she did a little embroidery around each little hole to keep the hole secure, as if it was a tiny buttonhole. But you do not have to do that. She was just doing some really beautiful, excellent work, and maybe she was going to have that cut embroidery in there, but I thought, you know what? This fabric is so finely woven, it was actually difficult to puncture through. So let me show you how difficult to do. I mean, it's not impossible, but you have to hold each edge, and then you kind of puncture through. So if you were going to be starting your project, you would have your loop with your slip stitch there, and then you would pull that through, and then that would be the beginning of your crochet. Let me just bring it through. Try not to get my head in the way for you. You would bring that through, and then you would crochet, and then you would go on to the next hole, and you would continue doing that. But we're not going to do that because this is the edge that I'm going to be sewing up to complete her pillowcase. See, this is the edge that's done. This edge is totally raw, so I'll fold this in and I'll sew it on my machine, and it'll be a completed pillowcase once it's done like that. But let's go over here to this project, and we'll just go ahead and start doing it. Now, I like to use these ergonomic ones because I'm getting a little to where I'm doing when I do a lot of crochet, my hand starts to cramp up right there. So that is why I have this bigger one. And if for those of you who are interested, this is a B, which is a 2.0 millimeter crochet hook. Okay? All right. Now, I started doing a video for you earlier, and it just wasn't good enough. So, I'm doing another one. I've got this yarn that goes all the way through here. That's okay. Let me get set up for you. Let me undo all this so you can see how we do it from the beginning. See, I'm down to just my 2 single crochet rows. Now again, this assumes that you know how to do a single crochet. God willing, but it's not that difficult. And if you do not know how to do it, please message me and I will absolutely do a beginning crochet pattern thing for you. But there are a lot of great videos out there. I gotta get under here. Okay, so what we're going to do, I've got my one loop. I'm going to start my double crochets. So just when I start, I go 1, 2, I've got a total of 3, well, I got 1, 2, I need one more. I've got that double crochet plus 1 because I'm going to skip this hole right here, right? Let's make sure that's nice and crystal clear for you. So then I'm going to loop, go into the second hole. This is interesting trying to crochet while I'm looking through the viewfinder. That's so interesting. So then I've got my skip, and then I just chain one more, loop over, go into the next chain. And I'm just going under the chain. Now, sometimes I go into the actual in-between, you know, like in there, but I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to skip this one, go into the second one, and pull through the loop. And chain 1. And loop over, skip this hole, go into the next hole, pull a loop through, pull a loop through, and chain. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on here, okay? Now, what I like to do is I like to just, let's assume here now that I've done the entire row of pillowcases for you. Somebody's trying to call me. Decline. Scam likely. We're not even going to touch that. Okay. I hate it when I get called. Do you guys get called from a million people that are trying to raise money? Okay, now I do give money, but you know what? I don't give money to political things right now. And I get a lot of political fundraising right now, and that drives me nuts. If you're a political fundraiser, I'm sorry, but it does drive me nuts. Okay, oh, I forgot what I was doing. Let's back up. Stupid phone call got me all messed up. God bless the stupid phone callers. I once had to do that job. It was so awful. Oh, you never want to be a telemarketer, so I try to be gentle to them, but gee whiz. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the picket now. This is that little peak that we're doing. We go slip stitch into the base and slip stitch it through. Oh, it's not super clear right there. Let's tap it and make it clearer. And see, now we've got a little tiny picket, and we're gonna go back in there just to make sure, just to make sure that it's secure. Okay, now I've got my little finished picket. Now I'm gonna slip stitch between the next bar and slip stitch again under the next bar and slip stitch yet again. See how that kind of looks? And then if I had one more bar, let's assume that I had another bar. Let's assume that this was the next bar, okay? I would have slip stitched in there, and then I would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4 to the base of that, slip stitch, and finish it off, and maybe just this neighboring one right here, and slip stitch, and then I've got a nice little thing. Okay, but in my actual pattern though, this doesn't look super right, but in the actual pattern, I go up from a bar, and I always have, well, this is kind of the actual pattern. I guess if I had more bars over here, it would look right. I have a bar, a bar, a bar, and then slip stitch into the 4th bar. So let me show you my finished work. And so you see, let's zoom in, shall we? So we've got a picket that's in this bar, and then a bar, a bar, a bar, and then picket, a bar, a bar, a bar, and then a picket. And that is it. That is all we do. How could it be that easy? Well, it is that easy. And isn't it beautiful in the end? How long does it take? Well, it depends on how focused you are and how many interruptions you get. But last night, for about an hour, I went through this entire thing and did the first 2 rows. It kind of depends on the width, too. But you can knock it out. Come on, you're awesome. And listen, it doesn't have to just be pillowcases. My mother used to always do a larger crochet in ecru, which is kind of off-white, for our towels. Now, she would crochet it, and then she would sew it on, and then that way, every time her towels got ratty, she would just undo the stitches with her little seam ripper, and then she would put it back on to the next one, and then all of our towels looked super fancy. She also used to always do this to all of our, I'm going to talk to you now, face to face. Ooh, but if I do, I wonder if I'll have to be backlit. I'll try to get in here. Hey, so anyways, she also used to always do it to our sheets, too. Not all of the sheets, but at least her sheets, and then she'd put a little satin ribbon in there. It's always gorgeous, so beautiful, and it's crazy expensive to buy sheets like that. If you look, if you ever go and look, Martha Stewart sometimes has some that you can buy, but it's always sewn on, it's not done this way, and it can get pricey. So they're also beautiful for handkerchiefs and for just little cloth napkins. So those are all great gifts. So if you're a young person who's on a budget or just somebody who's super crafty, you know, cloth napkins that are done like that are such thoughtful gifts, especially for the holidays, because you're having all those great feasts and whatnot. And who doesn't want to have a beautiful handmade set of napkins? So gorgeous. Or, you know, if you really want to do it, you could do a tablecloth, that would be a lot of work. But you can do anything, right? Because you are amazing. Because you look at the School of YouTube. I love the School of YouTube. Okay, what are you working on? I hope you're working on this, but I'm interested in all your projects, so please go ahead, message me. I would love to hear about it. I wish you guys could put pictures on your messages. Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's all try to encourage YouTube to let us post pictures in our comments. That'd be so great. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.